Well, it is 7 o'clock. We'll call this regular meeting of the City Council, July 19th, 2017 to order. And please, Lord, give the governing body and the staff wisdom, discernment, and unity to serve the very best we are able. In your name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tonight, well, first of all, Martha, would you please call roll?
Yes, I will. Appletoft.
Here.
Garrity.
Here.
Gibbs.
Here.
Inman.
Here.
Crane.
Here.
Quinn.
Here.
Rothrock.
Here.
Slossmacher.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tonight we have a revised agenda. Is there a motion?
Mayor, I move the City Council approve the revised agenda as printed.
Second. Please call roll.
Quinn.
Aye.
Rothrock.
Aye.
Crane.
Aye.
Inman.
Aye.
Garrity.
Aye.
Gibbs.
Aye.
Slossmacher.
Aye.
Appletoft.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tonight we have a public hearing on the amended Mission Trails Redevelopment Project Plan for the proposed development by EPC Real Estate at 6201 Johnson Drive. The public hearing is now formally opened. Ms. Smith, will you give us an update on the project?
I will. Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to introduce it, and if you might indulge me, just for those in the audience who may not know how the agenda was revised, and I think some were here interested in that item, we removed item 6B, the agreement with Kennett Place. We're still in the process of working through that with the Kennett Place Homes Association Board, and we would like to bring that back to you at your August committee meeting and your August City Council meeting.
Thank you.
So, with that, yes, so a little bit of background and history on the EPC project. I think we're all familiar with it. We were approached by the EPC Real Estate Group back in December of 2016 regarding their interest in constructing the apartment project at 6201 Johnson Drive. At that time, they had the property under contract, and they expressed to us that they had been very impressed with the investments that the city had made along the Johnson Drive corridor, and they wanted to be and were looking to be a part of that revitalization. They believe the tenants in their apartment projects are really looking for projects that provide walkability, character, and a sense of authenticity, and they really felt like being a part of Mission, particularly along that Johnson Drive corridor, would help them achieve that for their tenants. So from the very beginning, I will say that in their initial conversations, they were very upfront with us that in order to make the economics of this project work, they would be asking the City Council to consider using incentives in the project, specifically tax increment financing and industrial revenue bonds that would provide a sales tax exemption on construction materials. In February, staff, members of the Planning Commission, and members of the City Council took a bus tour with Mr. Kuhn from EPC, and we visited several of the projects that they have completed here in the Kansas City metropolitan area. We looked at properties at 51 Main in Kansas City, Missouri, Mission 106, which is in Leawood, and the Mission Farms area, the Domain at City Center, and Lenexa. And that really gave us the opportunity to get out and touch and feel and see sort of the quality and character of the development and the projects that EPC does and what they were proposing for the Mission project. With the total estimated project cost of just over $40 million, that project would continue to sort of advance a reinvestment and a revitalization of downtown Mission. In addition, the multi-story building and the structured parking, as Bruce mentioned, during the work session really aligned with kind of the vision and goals that we communicated about increasing density along this corridor. And as they came to us in looking at maintaining some of those other goals, we did push to include the retail and the commercial on the first floor of that project. So based on the tour and the ongoing conversations with the council, we were directed as staff to kind of continue the conversation surrounding the use of incentives. So the first step in that process was to establish the tax increment financing district or redevelopment district. After following the public notification and public hearing processes, the City Council adopted Ordinance 1457 on April 19th to approve creation of the district. Neither the school district nor the county exercised their veto powers, so following the expiration of that 30-day window, the redevelopment district was formally established. The next step in that process was for the developer to submit a redevelopment or a TIF project plan. Before that plan was able to come to the City Council, it was required to go to the Planning Commission so that they could consider it in connection with the city's comprehensive plan. When we look at the comprehensive plan, it indicates that this area should be developed in a way that maintains the historic community characterized by small businesses and a pedestrian-oriented environment. Businesses or buildings in this downtown district, it's also appropriate on the ground floor for retail, with the upper floors providing for residential or office uses. So the developer's TIF project plan went to the Planning Commission on May 22nd, and they did pass a resolution finding the plan in conformance with the city's comprehensive plan. Once that step was accomplished, the council was free to then set the public hearing on the TIF project plan, which is what brings us here this evening. So I will now ask Steve Kuhn with EBC Real Estate Group to come up and give you a better overview of their project and their review, specific requests for incentives. And following Steve's comments, I'll be happy to, and any public comment, if we have that, I'll be happy to outline the remaining steps in the process.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Yeah, so we have, I think we've been through the size of the project. Do you want me to go through that?
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Well, I'd like to just kind of summarize the way we see this. We see this as a real opportunity. It's an opportunity for us as a developer to build another award-winning project. We win a lot of awards because we build really nice projects and everybody loves it. We spend money on architecture. We pay a lot of attention to detail. We've been told the nicest projects in the city. And we see an opportunity to do that. We see an opportunity as a developer to have a good investment. I also see it as an opportunity for the city. Obviously, we're going to take an old vacant building and turn it into something that I think everybody's going to be really proud of. We're conforming architecturally with a mission style, which carries on the theme of Sylvester Powell and some of the other buildings in Mission, and I think it will. That's what needs to be done there. So it's an opportunity for that. It's an opportunity for the merchants in the area to have 300 to 350 residents that are living there that will buy merchandise and eat and go to the bars or whatever. So it's a real opportunity, I think, for all of us. The alternative is to take somebody, if we go away, the opportunity is, I think, a lot less, because that existing building might be converted to something that is a lot lower in profile. I mean, it could be converted to something, to a warehouse or something, who knows, but I think we all want to see something better built at that location than what's there. So, we're real excited. Again, I've said it a million times, but we see it as a real unique location for what we want to build. We love Johnson Drive. We love, as Laura said, we love the walkability, the connection of all the different uses along Johnson Drive, the connection to Sylvester Powell, proximity to I-35. I mean, you can get to KU Med in 10 minutes. You get downtown in 10 to 15 minutes. So the proximity and the connectivity to jobs, whether it be within 2 or 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, there's just a lot of jobs that are very easy distance to this location. So it's a great project. It will be a great project. We'll get it built. We hope to start construction in the spring, get it built in 2 years, start leasing shortly after that. So we should be fully occupied in 2021, I believe. So the TIF, has been stated, is important to us to make the numbers work. It's critical, actually, because the rents that we have to charge is basically helped out by the city not paying the taxes, help us keep the rents down to where that works in this particular area geographically. So we appreciate your consideration. Thank you for letting me talk tonight. Any questions?
Thank you. Steve, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
This is a public hearing, so we'll open it up to the public now. If you have any questions for any of the council people, myself or Laura or Steve, please come to the podium and state your name and address for the record. Seeing none, the public hearing on the amended Mission Trails Redevelopment Project Plan, nobody, is closed. We anticipate taking action on this item August 16th at the City Council meeting. Next on the agenda, we have several special presentations tonight. And first one, it is my honor to recognize longtime Mission resident and business owner Betty Benson. Do you feel comfortable about coming up just for a couple minutes? All it will be.
Well, I really don't want to, but I will.
Well, I'll start while you're walking so we take more time. You know, Betty had the toll house for years and years.
And years.
And years. And now it's right around the corner and it's called Mission Artist Workshop.
Yes.
And last year, on Betty's 95th birthday, we were discussing in there, and finally we said we're going to get local art up at City Hall. And we got the hangers up just last week, I believe it was. And now, if you have to see Betty's artwork out there, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. And now, I think in a month or two, when that comes down, then we're going to put some of her students' artwork up. And after that, maybe Shine Mission North or any local artists. So it'll be a great addition. And I just want to thank you, Betty, for all that you've done for Mission. The endless people that you taught how to paint. You have so much patience. And here's somebody that wants to come down and take painting lessons. So we're going to...
I have a little bit of glaucoma.
That's the talk.
I'm becoming an impressionistic painter. But are you Dr. the King?
I did.
Why didn't you ever come back?
Because I started drawing and I looked like a first grader and I didn't want to embarrass myself in front of all the people.
I tell you, it's really partly therapy. I have lots of retired nurses and school teachers and a stockbroker, and we do have a good time. But we paint it.
Well, Betty, this is something from the city council, and we all want to wish you your happy 96th birthday next Monday, the 24th
Yes.
of this month.
Oh, wow.
So, happy birthday, Betty.
Thank you. I love Mission.
Well, I love you, Betty. Mission loves you. They do.
Thank you.
Well, the next special presentation is someone that serves on 2 committees, Sustainability and our new CIP committee. At any event, you will see him either volunteering or being there somehow helping out. It's John Arnett. Could you come on up, John? Say this. John did not tell me the story. His wife Renee did. John doesn't want to make a big deal out of it, but we do. So, and we appreciate John all the time. But here, what was it, 2 months ago?
May 18th.
John and a group of historians were taking a train ride to Chicago, and they stopped at a town, I don't remember the name of it. Naperville. And there, the conductor was shot on the train platform. And John, being a paramedic, John rushed to his aid and stayed with him until the first responders came and took over. So, very heroic act. And John, you are a hero, and we're very glad to have you here in the City of Mission. Thanks for not just that, but just everything you do.
Well, thank you guys.
Citizen Award.
Well, thank you guys. Hero's a little overstated, but
I don't think so.
I appreciate
That
it
was
very much.
in very much danger, and you stayed with him until he got assistance. So,
Mr. Mayor, may I make a comment?
yes.
John also served, I don't know how many years, you can correct me, John, on the Mission Fire Department as a volunteer. Many years of free service to the city of Mission.
25 years. So, long time volunteer, and still.
Thank you, Mayor.
John, just that question, who shot him? Was it someone on the train, was it?
Yes, it was a gentleman, actually a retired federal law enforcement officer, 79 years old.
Confused.
And was very disgruntled, had ridden a train and gotten off. He'd actually ridden the train here from Chicago. It started in Milwaukee, ridden the train here from Chicago, was disgruntled, got off the train here westbound. He got back on the train eastbound and was just disruptive and And the train crew had put him in the front of the train in the sleeping car accommodations to more or less remove him from the general passengers. And for some unknown reason, he wanted to get off at Naperville, and the conductor knew that was not right because they needed to get him to Chicago because they dealt with him previous, and he was just very disgruntled and had his own weapon on his person. And once the conductor got off on the platform, he shot the conductor from inside the car, and then tried to escape. And luckily, train staff subdued him there until the police arrived.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you all very much. Thank you, Greg. It's very much appreciated.
We appreciate everything you do, Jen.
Now moving on, we do not have any notes or bonds on our agenda this evening. Our consent agenda has one item tonight. If a council member, staff, or member of the public would like an item removed, the item removed from the consent agenda, they may request that at this time. Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to approve.
Mayor, I move the City Council approve the minutes of the June 21st, 2017 City Council meeting and June 28th, 2017 Special City Council meeting.
Second. Please call roll.
Appletoft.
Aye.
Schlesmacher.
Aye.
Gibbs.
Aye.
Garrity.
Aye.
Inman.
Aye.
Kring.
Aye.
Rothrock.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. If you have any questions regarding our community committees, you may ask staff or bring this up under new business. Public comments. This is an opportunity for members of the public to comment on items that are not on the agenda this evening. Under action items, we do not have any items from our planning commission tonight. Next is our committee reports. Councilmember Schlesmacher, will you please provide a report on our Finance and Administration Committee?
There's nothing to report this evening, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Inman, will you please provide a report on our Community Development Committee?
Thank you, Mayor. 6A, miscellaneous stormwater repairs. Last fall, City Council authorized a task force with GBA to provide survey, design, and bid phase services for 3 stormwater infrastructure failures. One of the failures is being addressed with the Fox Ridge construction project, and the other 2 projects were recently bid. 6 bids were received, with Pyramid Excavations submitting the lowest and most responsive bid in the amount of $124,927. The recommended contract will address the failures at 6500 West 51st Street, where a corrugated metal pipe has failed underneath the sidewalk, and at 5820 West 61st Terrace, where the clay stormwater pipe has failed in multiple locations, causing a sinkhole. Mayor, I move the City Council approve the contract with Pyramid Excavation and Construction for repairs to 2 stormwater drainage infrastructure failures in the amount not to exceed $124,927.
Any discussion? Please call roll.
Gibbs.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
Inman.
Aye.
Kring.
Aye.
Appletoft.
Aye.
Schlesmacher.
Aye.
Garrity.
Aye.
Rothrock. Thank you. Motion carries.
We do not have any unfinished business tonight. Oh, all right.
That concludes my
Thank
report.
you very much. I jumped ahead there. We do not have any unfinished business tonight. We do not have any items under new business either. So,
Just a reminder, there will be a Ward 3 meeting tomorrow evening at the Community Center at 7 p.m. All are invited.
comments from the council. This is an opportunity for comments from our council members. Anybody? Yes, Susie.
Yes, well, I just have a couple. First of all, I hope you all enjoyed the article on Mr. Tom Garrity in our magazine.
Yes.
Learned what he's done in prior life. That was kind of interesting and cool to do. But secondly, I would like to thank the Craigs for a great 4th of July party. I thought they did a fantastic job. I love the fireworks. They were better than last year. But not only the Craigs, but I think the police department did a phenomenal job. They were there and handing out flashlights, and the kids loved them. And Public Works for picking up trash. Parks and Rec were out there. I mean, everybody just pulled together. It was great. Beautiful. So thanks, all.
There's some great volunteers too.
Firework. Pat and Nick, they took
And
my
John.
place. They took
John
my
Arnett.
place.
Well, I would like to add that I think it was great that we had John Arnett there to keep everybody safe. Somebody thought it was a brilliant idea to trust Pat Quinn and myself around large fireworks. Without John, I don't know if it would have turned out.
Exactly. Anything else? Next is Mayor's report. Susie took one of my items, so that's all right. No, I was going to say too, every year, Debbie and Lynn go down and buy the fireworks, and Lynn gets them all organized, and it's really great. It's quite a service.
I like the old ones better. Can you have those next year?
Gold? Yeah, I thought this year was the best.
They were.
It's probably because the people like it.
I think that might do it.
And some sad news. I know the council knows that Jim Mitchell passed away. I didn't know if everyone in the audience knew that. It was yesterday afternoon. He was at the community center, and he wasn't feeling well, went home and collapsed, and so we'll miss Jim. He was a planning commissioner, just a long-time resident, volunteered, him and Joe, on everything, a lot of things. And I guess, since I won't have a chance to say anything at the celebration of life, I just have to say, Jim was one of those people that could tell a joke. He could deliver a joke, and it didn't matter if it was funny or not, and you still laughed. I mean, you just really laughed by the way he looked and could tell the joke like that. I mean, I wish I had that talent, but I just messed jokes up. So, but Jim was a master at that, and we will sure miss him. Always. Yes. So.
Did you want to share the information?
Yes. Oh, I got sidetracked. Visitation will be 6 to 8 p.m. Friday, July 21st at St. Pius, right at 55th and Woodson. And then Celebration of Life is also at St. Pius, 11 o'clock a.m. Saturday, July 22nd. So I know they would appreciate seeing people there, and like I say, it's sad, but he was working at the community center, and so we'll miss you. Next thing on the mayor's report was the redevelopment update. I thought that was so informative. Everybody that came from the public that I've heard from, very impressed. Everybody did a great job. Like I say, it was very informative and very real and truthful, and people appreciated it, and it was great. I hope next year just like that. It's very good. Good job, everybody. And that's all on the mayor's report. Next is the city administrator's report. Ms. Smith?
Thank you, Mayor. I have just a couple of items, and you took one of mine, which was the community update breakfast, but thank you. I think
well, I'm sure you can add to it a lot better than that.
I think the most exciting thing from our perspective is we had between, I think, probably 65 and 70 people who were able to join us that day, and there were so many new faces in the room that we felt like it was a great opportunity for us to share what we do as a city and get that information out to a different group of folks than what we normally see. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to do that. Just a reminder that next Wednesday evening will be our community dialogue on the 2018 budget. It is scheduled for 6 p.m. Also, we are currently taking letters of interest for the Parks, Recreation, and Tree Commission and the Sustainability Commission. We have vacancies on both. Members or residents from any of the wards and or non-residents are able to apply, and I believe we're accepting letters of interest through July 28th. Is that right? And just, I did have the opportunity following our work session last week on the classification and compensation plan to hold 2 employee meetings last Friday and this Monday, which were very well received, and so continue to share the information as we work through the last steps of that process with the employees. But I think everyone was very appreciative of the comments and the discussion that happened at the council level. So thank you again for that opportunity. And that's all I have.
Can I ask, please?
Yeah, of course, yes.
Those 2 committees, is this what you're looking for, the team participation?
No, these are actually, we have vacancies. We're also looking for the team participation there, but these are actually vacancies on the commission themselves.
Okay, and when are the team applications due?
Rolling applications as we receive them.
Rolling, so as they come in, so there's not a specific application deadline for those.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I guess I want to say one more thing, and that's about the redevelopment update. Like I said, everybody did an excellent job, and I commend them for it. And also, our administrator just pulled everything together, and and I think that's one of the reasons people were just very, very impressed with every person on the city staff. So I can't say that enough. I've had several comments thank you, everyone. It's very professional and very down to earth and talking to people, and they see that and appreciate it. So, if there's nothing else, I would entertain a motion to...